Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we're building a pink modern house like I said I was going to like over a week and a half ago. To be fair, I said I was going to do that like 3 days ago from when I'm doing this. However, you're seeing this in like a week, over a week. So it has been a bit. However, I did build that like less than 3 hours after I did say I was going to build it. So I do live up to my promises. And I did build a bright pink, well, almost bright pink modern house in Oasis Springs. And I had so much fun building this. I was just like building stuff. I looked for reference photos and I kind of used a reference photo. Kinda. Like it was there. Like it also had like this kind of shape, sort of, not really. It was slightly inspired, not the same house though. Like if you told people to compare them, they wouldn't have that many ideas. But it was there when I was building it for like a good 20 seconds. But other than that, I just kind of kept building. But I wanted it pink. That's like all I knew going into it. And so I did use black and white, which I kind of had to, because what else are you supposed to supplement with pink? Not really sure. I also don't know the complementary color to pink. I don't even, like, I guess you'd use it as red because, you know, same-ish color. So green, and there is green in plants. There's probably a lot of plants in this house. I honestly don't remember, but, you know, there's a lot of green outside, so I thought that was pretty cool. I used these platforms that were also pink. You can kind of see they're kind of light pink. There's not a lot of bright pink things in this game. Shocking. But I tried to use this like kind of like bubblegum kind of pinks color. It didn't really work because things weren't matching, but there is a pink color that I use mostly on the inside, and it seems to stick most of the way through the inside, and so I thought that was pretty fancy. I also really love both the floor plan and just like what it looks like inside. I don't really know. It's just because it's probably bright pink and I don't do that a lot. But I thought that was pretty cool. I used some like Get Famous stuff because I felt like, you know, famous people and bright pink, I feel like those two go together. I'm not really sure why, but they definitely do. So I just thought that was pretty fancy, like big, you know, fancy glass, pink, black and white house, just very fancy, like, you know, probably not that fancy of a person lives here because they do live just on a random house in the middle of the desert. But to be fair, there is grass, so they must be wealthy of some sort, because I don't know how they're keeping it alive in the slightest. Not sure. I also don't know if there's grass in real life in the desert. There probably is. I wonder if they're, like, do just the rich people in the desert have grass, or is it, like, not that big of a deal? Because, like, I guess we're keeping the grass alive here, but the grass just grows. I don't know how that works, like, in the slightest. You know, I guess if you live in a desert and you have grass, let me know how you're doing it, because apparently I cannot wrap my head around grass in the desert. To be fair, that just doesn't make sense to me, because I don't think I've ever been in a desert, so that, you know, probably makes a lot of sense. But I did make a very bright pink house, and I really like it, so, you know, be nice to my big house. And I thought this was a perfect opportunity to call it a Barbie, you know, mansion, because I've never built one of those before, and I swear they were really popular like 3 years ago. Not in real life. The Sims community, it was pretty popular though, because for some reason, I'm not really sure. I don't think Barbie mansions have ever been that popular in real life. I wouldn't assume that a lot of people are on the market for a bright pink house, but you know, you never know. Maybe there is a good market for that. Not really sure though, but I thought that was pretty fun to make. And it just had there's a lot of pink stuff, but none of it's the same pink. And it's usually either like this pink or like a magenta. So it was a little difficult, but other than that, it was okay, and it was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool to make. And so I just had a lot of fun, and I've said that a bunch of times, but it was really fun. I'm quite glad I said I was going to build a pink modern house, because it was a lot of fun. I spent a good like hour and a half on this house. I spent a lot of time building this house, and so that was pretty good. And it wasn't actually that difficult either. Like, I thought it was going to be a little bit hard. To be fair, I did say I was going to do it because I knew it was possible, but I just don't do it a lot, which is like the point of me building it. And so, but yeah, it was not that difficult, and it was actually pretty easy. It just took forever for me to build, so that was pretty good. But that's about it for the house. So we're gonna move on to some of the things that have happened in the last week. The first thing is an update because I have had these pumpkins. I mentioned them maybe 2 months ago. It's been a bit. Beginning of November, around there, I painted pumpkins at one of my teammates' house, and I brought them home, and they're still here. Well, 2 of the 3 are still here. The first one did in fact mold, the big one that had like Frankenstein painted on it. That one did die like almost a month ago. But the 2 small ones that I painted are here and hard still. I don't really know how they're probably pretty bad. But to be fair, they are still here, and I'm not trying to let go of them just yet. So to be fair, they're going to be here for a bit. I'm trying to get them to New Year's. I think that would be really funny if I still had a sad-faced ghost pumpkin on New Year's, which is only like 2 days away, so it'll be fine. But by the time I just hit something, I keep hitting things. Sorry about that. I'm touching the pumpkin, and so I keep hitting the ceramic horse that's right next to it, so I will stop doing that. But I think that would be really funny, and it is probably after New Year's when you're hearing this. I almost definitely, because I think I already have videos to New Year's, so I think this is like a week after New Year's, so it's definitely made it, I'm assuming, if I post this, unless I like change the caption, which I guess just check the caption. If it is not changed, the pumpkins are still here. But I also have another pumpkin from like a week after that one of my friends gave me. It's also still doing well. It hasn't molded to the outside. By doing well is what I mean. I cannot visibly tell it is molding and dying from the outside. So other than that, they're hard and they're not like mushy. So that's just what I've been checking for. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. But they also don't smell, which is also something. But they're all good, and that's pretty fancy. I think that's kind of lucky because all of the other pumpkins that we had in this house are pretty gone by this point. So that's pretty fancy. Another thing is that I got some journals for Christmas. Well, I got a journal for Christmas, and I'm planning on using it for short stories because I have nothing else to do with it. Like, I don't journal. I just write about other people's problems in the form of fictional stories, which is probably my issue and why I don't journal. But I have also been working on another journal that I've had for like 6 months at this point, but I haven't worked on it very much just because I don't know what to do. I am a very thorough planner when it comes to writing. Like, I don't just do stuff. Like, I will have a plan for it, but I have this journal that I'm specifically using to like get it all straight because I cannot get my thoughts straight. Like, I think about it. Like, I'll just like think about it. I'll stare at the wall and just think, and then I have to write it down or I'll forget because I'm not very good at remembering stuff. So it's all written down either in here on pieces of paper or on my computer. They're all in different places, but I'm trying to get it all into this journal just so that it all makes sense, because there's a lot of parts to it and a lot of parts that just had a lot of issues that I did fix, but they're all like everywhere. All of the fixes are like everywhere. I swear, I find a new issue just written down on a sticky note every day. It's a lot, but I'm trying to get them all in one place so it's all, easily accessible, and so that I can, just use them when I need to, because that's just what I've been doing, is fixing issues, because I swear that's like all of my writing, just fixing issues. And I've been taking like a slight break when I get writer's block, and I write short stories, because like I'll get writer's block for a certain project. I don't know if like anybody else, I honestly don't have that many other writing friends, but I'll take this big project the journal is for. It's a very big writing project, but I'll just write like short stories. My short stories tend to not usually be short, so I've been trying to just make them short because that's like kind of the point. So I've been trying to do that, and I've been working on one. I don't actually know how good it is, but it has been working for getting my writing to go back and in my head, so that's good. So I don't care if it's trash, it's working, so obviously I'm gonna keep doing it, and I think that's pretty good. Other than that, I've been getting the finishing touches of my room like all finished. The first thing is that I've had these, what are they called? Cork boards? Yeah, I use them all the time in The Sims. I should remember the name of them. I have two of them, and they had like fabric on them, but they were very beach themed because that was what my room was themed before I got it fixed. Well, fixed, I guess, but like redone in October. And so I finally got the fabric changed out. My dad did that. Thank you to my dad, because I wasn't going to try and use a nail gun. That is my worst. Well, it's not a nail gun. It's a stapler gun. But they scare me about the same amount. I do not want to be touching that thing ever. But he did that, and they look pretty cool. So we got to stop at the craft store twice. Yeah, that was pretty fancy. And so I really like that. And we're getting stuff like a shelf painted because I didn't want them to be turquoise anymore. So, 10-year-old me with my turquoise shelves. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But we've gotten it all almost done, so I'm excited about that. And so hopefully it should be done sometime before my birthday, which I'm happy about, which is in 2 months. But that's just what I was estimating. I was hoping it to be done for, so I'm happy about that. But that's about it. So I'm probably going to record voiceovers in like 2 days, so we're gonna see if I have anything to talk about. But this is about it for this voiceover. So it is almost screenshots time, so subscribe if you did like today's video, if you want to see more like this. But as I said, it is almost screenshots time, so I post a new video 4 times a week, so you can watch another video tomorrow. Bye.